is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. A new command. Clayton Fernander becomes the new commissioner of police. Fernander says police shootings must be justified. And the national security minister says he's not surprised by claims that former Prime Minister Minnis interfered with the police force. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, July 6th, 2022. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll be talking with Crypto Isle. They've got a lot going on, and we're going to get all the details about that. And later in Morning Blend Business, we want to get your reaction to our discussion with our independent expert on NIB, on national insurance yesterday. Lots of comments on our social media about it. I want to hear from you. And on all of that this morning, that's coming up. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, as Clayton Fernander assumed the leadership of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, he promised a bold action to combat crime, including the establishment of 2 new units. Fernander, who is the 9th Commissioner of Police and an independent Bahamas, succeeding Paul Roll, who took the helm in March 2020. Fernander saying that the public has become incensed by the loss of so many young men and the resurgence of the proliferation of illegal firearms and gang-related violence. He said, quote, "To stem these criminal activities, we moved swiftly to establish Operation Ceasefire for immediate impact under the mantle of flooding our streets with saturated patrols, particularly in hotspot areas, targeting and disrupting prolific gang members, targeting and disrupting prolific drug peddlers within communities, tracking down wanted suspects for serious crimes, and hauling them before court, and engaging in intelligence-led operations, including on-the-ground optics as well as state-of-the-art technology. He said that based on recent trends in the past 75 murders thus far for the year, 41 or 55% of those murder victims were suspects in murder cases who were granted bail by the Supreme Court. He says their intelligence suggests that these individuals are being targeted by rival gangs and that the loss of one life is too much. Fernandez says he's reviewing the police force's intelligence unit to restructure its approach to fighting crime as well. And he said Operation Ceasefire has yielded successful results so far in the removal of drugs, firearms, and ammunition off the street. Fernandez also discussing police shootings. He says that all police-involved shootings must be justified and insisted that officers will not just target individuals. His comments coming one day after National Security Minister Wayne Munro told the National Guardian that Bahamians should brace for more police-involved shootings as police beef up resources to combat increased crime. Fernandez saying it has to be justified. He said, quote, "It's not going to be that officers will go out there and just target individuals. You will never see that. We are trained and professional officers, so you won't see that happening. But they have to protect not only you, but themselves." Meanwhile, National Security Minister Munro is saying that it would not be surprising that former Prime Minister Dr. Beminis had supposedly interfered with the decision-making of then-Commissioner Paul Roll, who last week claimed to be feeling betrayed and deceived by the Minister administration over the handling of a number of senior officers. Roll referring to the decision to send 8 senior officers, including now Commissioner Clayton Fernandez, on leave. The government recently settled with Fernandez and Delaveau, who sued after they were sent on leave, but the amount of the settlements has not been revealed. Speaking to the media Tuesday, Munro says that the former Prime Minister said he was prepared to infringe the Constitution. He said that Parliament, and he said that in Parliament, so it wouldn't be surprising to him if he did that. Munro making an obvious reference to a statement made by Beminis in 2020 that future governments may be forced to make unconstitutional decisions for the advancement of the country. And the Bahamas' removal of COVID-19 testing required for vaccinated individuals upon arrival, and the United States' decision to do away with testing for entry has had a direct correlation on the arrival numbers for Bahamar. That's according to President Graham Davis. Davis says that Bahamar had an almost full house for the 4th of July holiday weekend and explained that the outlook for summer travel continues to be strong for the resort. Overseas, a defiant British Prime Minister Boris Johnson battling to stay in power today after his government was rocked by the resignation of 2 top ministers who say they could no longer serve under his scandal-tarred leadership. His first challenge getting through Wednesday, where he faces tough questions at the weekly Prime Minister's question session in Parliament and a long-scheduled grilling by a committee of senior lawmakers. Months of discontent over Johnson's judgment and ethics within the governing Conservative Party erupting with the resignations of Treasury Chief Rishi Sunak and Health Secretary Sajid Javid within minutes of each other Tuesday evening. In a scathing resignation letter, Sunak said, quote, "The public rightly expects government to be conducted properly, competently, and seriously. I believe these standards are worth fighting for, and that is why I'm resigning." Javid said the party needed, quote, "humility, grip, and a new direction. But, quote, "it is clear the situation will not change under your leadership." Johnson quickly replaced the 2 ministers, but a string of resignations late Tuesday from more junior ministers, both from the Liberal and right-wing branches of the Conservative Party, showed that danger to Johnson was far from over. In the past few months, Johnson has been fined by police and slammed by an investigator's report over lockdown-breaching parties and government during the pandemic. He survived a no-confidence vote by his party in which 41% of Conservative lawmakers voted to oust him, and has seen formerly loyal lieutenants urge him to resign. Through it all, though, he's vowed to carry on governing, even suggesting that he wanted to stay in office until the 2030s. In sports, the Bahamas Basketball Federation has ratified a 12-member senior women's national basketball team for the FIBA Caribbean Basketball Confederation Women's Championship. That's set for July 13th through 17th in Havana, Cuba. Making up the squad, Brittany Harrison, Felicia Kelly, Valerie Nesbitt, Latoya Roll, Antonisha Moultrie, Latavia Brennan, Tiffany Wildgoose, Felicia Demerit, Danica Lightburn, Roberta Quant, Lorraine Oliver, and Carolyn Baptiste. You can read more about it in today's Guardian Sports section. And looking to find a way to give the blind and visually impaired a sport to play, the Bahamas Coalition of Advocates for Disability Awareness and Services officially launching Beat Baseball. This was over the weekend at Anatole Rogers High School. Beat Baseball is a form of baseball that can be played and enjoyed by people who are visually impaired. The ball is an oversized softball that beeps. Executive Director and Chairman of Bad Cadas, Kendrick Roll, says he's happy that the sport is finally being launched in the Bahamas. And from Wimbledon, you might have heard it. Novak Djokovic, unstoppable. It says a lot when Djokovic, a lot about him, that 2-0 hole on a day he was hardly at his best, never seemed insurmountable to him, and not to anyone watching either. Djokovic spotted 10th season Yannick Sinner of Italy, that huge lead Tuesday, and then worked his way back to win 5-7, 2-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-2 at center court, earning an 11th semifinal berth with his 26th consecutive victory at the Grass Court Grand Slam tournament. Among men, only Roger Federer has made more semifinal appearances at Wimbledon with 13, and he's won more championships, 8, than the 7 that Djokovic could reach by lifting the trophy Sunday for what would be a 4th year in a row. And from the NFL, former NFL Pro Bowl wide receiver Demaryius Thomas is the latest in a growing list of football players diagnosed with CTE. His family saying Tuesday that researchers found that Thomas, who died in December at age 33, suffered from the chronic traumatic brain disorder. The 4-time Pro Bowl wide receiver was dealing with depression, anxiety, and other CTE symptoms at the time of his death. CTC, a degenerative brain disease, which can only be diagnosed after death, has been found in hundreds of former NFL players, as well as semi-pro and high school soccer players. Boston University CTE Center researchers discovered that Thomas was at stage 2 following a brain study through the Concussion Legacy Foundation. Thomas's family released the findings of the study. That's sports. And that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your first look at weather for today, we've got a high-pressure system maintaining moderate to fresh breezes across the country. There is a risk of rip currents, though, at east and south shore beaches. And once again, everybody's being advised to remain hydrated and avoid direct sunlight during peak afternoon hours. For all areas today, we're looking at highs getting up to around... Well, for all areas today, we're looking at partly sunny, hot, and breezy conditions. We'll get to your temperatures in a bit. Isolated showers and thunderstorms also expected. Smallcraft caution continues in the central and southeast Bahamas. Winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots in the northwestern islands, increasing to 15 to 20 knots in the central and southeastern Bahamas. Seas 2 to 4 feet in the northwestern islands, but building to 4 to 6 feet in the central and southeast Bahamas. Temperature-wise today, look for highs around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up after traffic in just a bit. It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day, Guardian Radio 96.9.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together, and we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations, we're with you on this journey. For every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Technology serves to make our lives better, so why not your business too? At Custom Computers, we've been maintaining our knowledge and relationships with top tech companies since 1987 and carry only the most trusted brands like Apple, Microsoft, HP, and more. No company has helped more businesses build reliable IT systems than Custom Computers. You name it, we've done it. Call 396-1101 to talk to any of our business experts. Find trust in your tech. Count on Custom Computers.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 at BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. We'll give you the phone numbers for you to call in just a bit as well. Coming up this morning, we've got more weather and traffic. And in our 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking with Crypto Isle, finding out more about them and some of the exciting things they have going on over the next few weeks. And later, a lot of reaction to our discussion with Pandora Butler, who was a prominent figure at the National Insurance Board and one of their chief public relations spokespersons, and provided us with a lot of great insight into how the fund works and debunked some of the myths. Lots of reaction to that discussion. And I want to give you a chance to ask your questions or comment on what you heard or what you learned yesterday as we get into that and respond to some of the questions that we've been receiving. So we'll have more on that coming up. But let's begin now, though, with what else is in the news.
Wake up, it's a new day.
And in the news, we've got a new commissioner of police, Clayton Fernander, officially sworn in yesterday, a big ceremony. And he had quite a lot to say yesterday about what he hopes to accomplish, the way forward for the police force, responding to a lot of things. Not responding about some other things, but we'll get into all of that this morning. Chester Robards joining us now. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us as always.
Glad to be here.
All right, so okay, I'm going to read the story from the Nassau Guardian, and then I want to. I'm just a little hypnotized by this odd headline in the Tribune today. And we'll get. It is a little bit weird. I mean, I get what there's. All right. So our headline in the Nassau Guardian: a new command. Fernander becomes new commissioner of police. All right. So they're saying super squad to target the guns. That's the Tribune's headline. New commissioner plans special unit to lead killings offensive.
Mm-hmm. Offense.
Right. You're playing. Is it offense or is it defense? See, when you say killings offensive, let's look up all the definitions of the word offensive because it sounds like you're going to be leading the charge on the killings, not defending against the killing. You know what
That's what it does. It sounds that way.
It's a very weird way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, offensive, making attack. See what I mean? Aggressive. The bear made offensive moves. Offensive
against
moves.
the killings.
Okay. They're going to lead the killings off. I guess, it's semantics, perhaps. Of or relating to or designed for attack. To lead the attack against the killings. Perhaps, yeah, man, I get it. Of or relating to an attempt to score an offensive in a game or contest. Of or relating to a team in possession. Giving painful or unpleasant sensations. Causing displeasure, or we know that's not what we're talking about here. The act of an attacking party, special unit to lead in the killings offensive. Okay, well, anyway, we think we
know what they're trying to say.
We know what they're trying to say. Are they not saying this is a text? Are they not saying the act is offensive? Yeah, perhaps. Sure.
It's a very odd way to put it.
And I just said special unit to tackle killings. Although that doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's read what's
A
in the
lot of football talk there.
That's what we do best. Playing football around here. Okay, so our Jasper Ward in the Nassau Guardian writing that as Clayton Fernander assumed the leadership of the Royal Bahamas Police Force yesterday, he promised bold action to combat crime, including the establishment of 2 new units. Fernander, who is the 9th Commissioner of Police in an independent Bahamas, succeeds Paul Roll, who took the helm in March 2020. Fernander, who joined the force in July 1982, saying, quote, in recent times, the Bahamian public has become incensed by the loss of so many of our young men with the resurgence and proliferation of illegal firearms and gang-related violence in our communities. To stem these criminal activities, we moved swiftly to establish Operation Ceasefire for immediate impact under the mantle of flooding our streets with saturated patrols, particularly in hotspot areas, targeting and disrupting prolific gang members, targeting and disrupting prolific drug peddlers within the communities, tracking down wanted suspects for serious crimes, and hauling them before court, and engaging in intelligence-led operations using on-the-ground optics as well as state-of-the-art technology. Based on the recent trends in the past 75 murders thus far for the year, 41 to 55% of those murder victims were suspects in murder cases who were granted bail by the Supreme Court. Our intelligence suggests that these individuals are being targeted by rival gangs. The loss of one life is too much. We are losing too many of our young men on both sides of the coin as victims and perpetrators. Now, Fernando says he is reviewing the police force's intelligence unit to restructure its approach to fighting crime. He said Operation Ceasefire has yielded successful results in the removal of drugs, firearms, and ammunition off the street. As a result, Fernando says it will function as a separate unit, ceasefire unit, to stem the activities of prolific offenders. He says, quote, as the weeks and months unfold, our bold response to crime will become more evident and impactful. However, with immediate effect, I hereby commission the establishment of a special anti-gang and firearms unit, which will be situated at police headquarters. It will operate as a standalone unit for a more focused approach to disrupting criminal activities involving firearms and ammunition. Simultaneously, a request will be made to have a court dedicated to fast-tracking illegal firearms and ammunition cases for swift justice. Our research, statistics, and intelligence are telling us that firearms are used in the commission of the most serious crimes recorded, and therefore we must act swiftly to seal all avenues for this moral decay in our society by removing these offenders. In that vein, we want to review the laws to add tougher penalties in cases where persons are found in possession of an illegal weapon. Okay, they want to review the laws. Okay, where persons are found in possession of an illegal weapon and the use of a weapon in the commission of an offense. Tough times call for tough measures. And when they review, what will happen? Because they're police officers, not lawmakers. They will make recommendations?
Make recommendations.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right. Fernandez says a task force was formed to function as an arm of the anti-gang and firearms unit to focus on gun smugglers and firearms trafficking with special attention to the borders and entry points. By the way, I was supposed to post this. I'm going to do it today. A couple weeks ago, I was behind a vehicle that said Border Patrol on it. And it was in the middle of the island. And it said K9 unit. And I was just, what? What border in New Providence?
Maybe they were on the way to the border.
The border of what?
What do you mean the border of what?
In New Providence?
Yeah.
Which border?
The Providence's border.
Like what? The border between New Providence and Albany? I mean, I don't understand. What border? And the K9 unit. And a car. In New Providence.
Yeah.
Here.
Why is that strange?
Where's the border?
The land and sea border. Sometimes we have people make it all the way up to the border of New Providence between the land and sea. You might need a dog to go and search them out when they hit land. Why is this confusing?
Border Patrol.
Yeah.
In New Providence, surrounded by all the other islands in the Bahamas. I'm just curious. I'm just wondering, and it was dry. It was in a car. It was on a boat. Border Patrol, K9 unit, in the middle of New Providence.
On the way to the border.
And you haven't told me which border, unless it is the Albany border, which we know. Okay, just making a point. Anyway, let me continue. He says 2 officers from different law enforcement agencies have been assigned to the task force. Okay. The anti-gang and firearms unit. All right. Fernando assumed command of the police force during a nearly 2-hour-long event at the Rose Garden at police headquarters. Many dignitaries were in attendance. including Prime Minister Philip Davis. Davis described the transfer of leadership as a renewed commitment to the fight against crime. All right. So this was also interesting that new Commissioner of Police Fernandez said in response to what nearly caused me to lose myself yesterday. The comments from National Security Minister Wayne Monroe, who saying that we expect more police-involved shootings. It's going to happen. Now, Commissioner Fernandez says that all police-involved shootings must be justified and insisted that officers will not just target individuals. Fernandez saying, quote, "It has to be justified. It's not going to be that officers will go out there and just target individuals. You will never see that. We are trained and professional officers, so you won't see that happening. But they have to protect not only you, but themselves. We welcome the resources. The resources are needed, so we welcome the resources. If you see how these individuals are carrying on out there, they are gunning down each other, killing each other, and it's daylight. They're moving with high-powered weapons. You see the weapons that are being taken off the streets by our police officers. These individuals have no respect for themselves, so what do you think about the officers who are out there and who are approaching them? So I will say to my officers and the people out there that we are not going to just take a life like that." Okay. So far, there have been 20 police-involved shootings. That was last year. 20 recorded last year and 20 the year before that. Inquests into many of those shootings have still not been heard because of a backlog in the coroner's court. Well, we had a good discussion about this yesterday and some really good text messages. People were saying, well, it's one thing to do this, but in the absence of body cams and dashboard cams, it's always the police, their word against the dead persons.
What else is there to say?
What are we doing? What are we doing? Why aren't we seeing that? But anyway, let's get your reaction to this before we get to what Wayne Monroe is saying. Give us a call, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. What do you think about the new plan, the new units, the target on guns and ammunition? What do you think about this change in command and the way forward? Text us, 422-4796.
I think it's great. But we've had these saturation patrols going on. We've had the flying squad, was it? Mm-hmm. The new thing is this anti-gun and gang unit, right? That's supposed to be at police headquarters. Mm-hmm. I guess we're not meant to know exactly what their plan is, but
stop the gangs and the guns.
But how? It sounds.
They're going to target every avenue through which these can get into the country.
Now, is that a physical avenue, or is that
could be
hyperbole?
We've got borders within your province, so who knows? It's probably both.
Yeah. But that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. To have a unit focused on that is a good thing.
I just, as you said, there were other things before. Why wouldn't that be a full-time thing?
One would think that had been. Maybe it wasn't so concentrated. Maybe there was just a thing.
CID deals with that.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. All right. We'll get to your calls in a second. Let me read some of the text messages. Someone says here, okay, this person says that former Commissioner Roll was wrong in every way. It would not have been easy to stand up, not when your livelihood is on the line, but it was still wrong to bow to the dictator. What the Nazi officers say, we were just following orders. I hear you, Texter. This person says here, what the new commissioner of police means is that his organization is going to be the one on the offense, meaning they're going to be the aggressors, the enforcers, the ones that strike first, thus causing the criminals to be on the defensive. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that. New commissioner plans special unit to lead killings offensive. Yeah. This person says here, okay, so what about all those other units that they continuously make? When will they realize that they keep spreading their human resources thin? The police force has a management problem of their manpower, not a shortage. Also, they have a lot of lazy men and women who just go with the flow. They need to revamp the entire system and make policing make sense in the Bahamas. Stop pulling people from this section to that section to make a section that other sections are supposed to be doing, and hold every commander accountable. Oh, boy. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well put. That vehicle you saw was the immigration unit's K-9 unit. They have several of them. Well, yeah, I figured, but, Border Patrol.
Why are you hating? Why are you hating?
In a car in Nassau, nowhere near the borders.
Every island has a border.
Except New Providence. If we were in Eleuthera, if we were in Agua, yeah, I just saying, maybe that's the chief, and maybe.
So
K-9 though.
So
the K-9.
So sloops don't make it up to Nassau.
Border Patrol.
Sloops don't make it up to Nassau.
Yeah.
Well, got to protect the border of Nassau.
The border's been breached.
Lots of times. That's why they have them.
Border Patrol
With K-9s.
in the car. The K-9 in the car. That's fine. Just saying. Interesting. On guns, what we need is the media and foreign affairs and national security ministers to demand the U.S. embassy stop guns from coming over their border. I think it's the same person who sent this
the last
text
time.
last week. The U.S. embassy, yes. Wow. In the same way they focus on drugs, and we don't need no radio host to cover for the embassy. That's what you think's going on, hey? You all are funny. Y'all are very funny. The U.S. embassy is bringing in the guns.
Is that what they're saying?
You don't think that's what they just said?
Is that the U.S. embassy needs to stop?
That's what they just said. You want to read it again? What we need is the media and foreign affairs and national security minister to demand the U.S. embassy stop guns from coming over their border in the same way they focus on drugs. And we need no radio host to cover for the embassy. Okay.
The embassy, though.
Someone says here, could the producer play the Lil Wayne song, The Block is Hot Because Wayne Monroe Ain't Playing No Games? We're doing all Bahamian music this week. Texter. Sorry.
Find the Bahamian equivalent, producer.
Funky Nassau. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight and guest. How you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
No, I want the producer to play the song, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Is there a Bahamian version?
Sheriff in town, buddy.
Oh, okay. Right.
You understand me? And I would just call this morning to commend Clayton Fernanda, because I did like a couple of the other police commissioners, but I think he is the ultimate police commissioner this time around. The era of political appointed commissioners should be over this time. And Mr. Fernanda, I know he's going to do well because he has gone to the mountaintop. He has met the Buddha Dean. He has swum the extra mile, and he's drank the Beetlejuice. He's a well-rounded
The what
commissioner.
juice?
The Beetlejuice. He's a well-rounded commissioner, and I'm sure he's going to do very well. Y'all don't worry about the rest of them things what we talking about. Clayton the straight Nemo. Thanks for taking my call.
I don't know if you're supposed to drink that. Is that the same one that you can't say the name 3 times? That's dangerous. But wow, okay. Sorry. I like the new commissioner's ideas. I hope they work. Yep. Sounds good. Border Patrol also deals with ports of entry. Okay. All right. Wasn't anywhere near the ports though. But that's good. Good to know. Thank you for clearing that up. Thank you very much. Because if I posted that, I'd look like a fool. But I was just wondering. Border Patrol, but they deal with ports of entry. That makes sense. Sure. This is one of
Why wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah. Every port of entry is a border. Thank you. It just looked weird. I'm telling you, well into the center of the island. K9 unit.
Well, they
Border
gotta
Patrol.
get where they going. And they pick up the dog from somewhere.
Yes. This is one of the problems right here. The now commissioner was a deputy. Now all of a sudden he has the plan. Why didn't he advise the outgoing commissioner? So I guess they call him some names, waiting on his turn. Well, sometimes you suggest things to the leaders and they don't always listen. That happens a lot. Right? So you say, okay, well, I'll just, when I get there, I'll do it. But does it sound, anyway.
I'm sorry.
We said we've had units, they've had these task force. I don't know how long they were commissioned for.
Yeah.
But we've heard some of these before. But anyway, hopefully there'll be permanent units that won't be dismantled just because there's a little drop in the numbers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what they do. Let's take another call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Glenn. How are you?
Doing well.
Good morning.
Wonderful. I'm just going to give kudos to Mr. Miranda, Vice President Aaron, and as one of our greatest commissioner of police. That is now here. What makes him so great is that he's got the tolerance and the know-how. Okay, and well, it's being said that would be a political show at all with him. But as an inner city person, we expect the best from him. He's from Danger, and we expect production. And like you say, every shooting of the police by the civilian, well, there must be an explanation. Okay, we expect the best from him. Once again, congratulations.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Day one, best ever. Wow. That's great. Someone says here, anybody believing that the police force will change or improve because of a new commissioner of police and assistant commissioner of police are beyond hopeful and are actually living in a fantasy. The problem is systematic. The police force is a failed arm of both political parties. The problem is, and has always been, that the prime minister acts like the pimp. Ooh. And the commissioner of police is the garden tool. Oh, man,
Whoa.
that's not, whoa, wow. It's so early in the morning for this type of, wow. Anyway, the rest of those in the hierarchy are stool pigeons waiting for their turn to fly up the ladder. The entire police force must be dismantled and a new one established. This spacing on this text, this is like,
wow.
This is an essay.
It looks like it was written in Word.
I'm nowhere near finished, folks. The texter goes on to say, the same, this is so neat. It's
how do they do that?
I don't know. My phone can't do this. Anyway, same system from before, majority rule, only this time the Negroes, oh boy, doing it to you. It has and will never be about crime until there is a complete change. I can do a better job using technology to solve crime when it happens and a better job at preventing it before it happens. But the masters of the plantation do not want it that way, and the chosen house Negroes, this again, are afraid to get kicked out of the house. And they have HOA, House of Assembly. Oh, boy, it's even punny, too. I soon need to explain the crab in the barrel to anyone else thinking different. The Bahamas is a knife's edge away from being called an armed conflict zone. Someone tell Wayne Roosevelt Monroe and Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, holla at me for the solution. If they say it won't work, I will shut up until the next year budget debate when the real blank, I can't say the word, hits the fan and the revolution begins.
Interesting.
But
when it comes to the idea that there's political interference in the police force, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you hear our new Minister of National Security speak about his role and the police force, you don't get the feeling that he's going to be that person. The autonomy that the police force should have. This is what I hear when I hear him speak. I feel like he's going to let that happen. And the Prime Minister is very busy with other things. So I don't know if he could be all up in the police force, defense force grill, right?
Yeah.
There could be hope, so it may not be fantasy this time around. Clayton Fernando might very well be the man who's leading the charge, at the police force. So it's obviously it remains to be seen. But when I look at, the way they speak, the way they've been moving so far, it could be hopeful that there won't be, that much interference.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. The thing is, the people of the Bahamas seem to judge someone's success as a police commissioner based on the number of murders, and that is that's not going to be helpful to anybody. Often these are things you can't prevent.
Well, but you get it though. Okay, so COVID-19 prevented a lot of murder, right? And the steps that we had to take, we had to take,
our reaction to
right,
it, yeah. Uh-huh.
So we know. Hold on. So we know that works. Whatever that was, it doesn't matter what. Right?
It does infringing on people's freedom.
Okay, fine, but that's something that you might have to do to protect lives, right?
Oh dear.
In some cases, but it's not going to be COVID-19 protocol extreme. But there are things that could be done, right?
There are all kinds of
Do
things.
you care about going through roadblocks every day?
It could get annoying.
Of course it could. Is it worth people's lives?
Well, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Let's take this call, though. We've got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Did you leave us already? Okay. Let's take that break. We are going to be back. We got a lot more to talk about with this. This is Morning Blend on Garney Radio, 96.9.
Nassau's gone funky. Nassau's gone soul. We've got a doggone beat now. We're gonna call our very own.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
AP News. Good morning, I'm Ed Donahue. Robert Cremo III is due in court later today in Lake County, Illinois.
We will ask a judge to hold Mr. Cremo without the possibility of bail.
Cremo is facing 7 counts of first-degree murder for the mass shooting at a 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois. Vice President Kamala Harris was in Highland Park. She says the nation has to be smarter in terms of who has access to what, in particular, assault weapons.
The whole nation should understand and have a level of empathy to understand that this can happen anywhere, in any peace-loving community, and we should stand together and speak out about why it's got to stop.
Illinois State Police, who issue gun owners licenses, said the gunman applied for a license in December of 2019 when he was 19. His father sponsored the application. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen is warning of what might come next from Russia.
We think it is very important to have a European overview and a coordinated approach to a potential complete cutoff of Russian gas.
Von der Leyen says as the war in Ukraine continues, Russia's Vladimir Putin continues to use energy as a weapon. The EU has already imposed sanctions on Russia and is steering away from Kremlin-controlled deliveries. A defiant British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is battling to stay in power after his government was rocked by the resignation of 2 top ministers. Johnson quickly replaced those ministers, but a string of resignations of more junior ministers showed the danger to Johnson is far from over. A strike by railway workers demanding higher pay amid cost of living increases interrupted train service in France. Immigrant advocates are hoping a federal appeals court will uphold an Obama-era program that prevents the deportation of thousands of immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. This is AP News. China has started a new round of mass coronavirus testing.
Residents of parts of Shanghai and Beijing have been ordered to undergo further rounds of the testing following the discovery of new cases in the two cities. Restaurants have also been restricted to takeout only in one northern city, an area which endured one of China's most sweeping lockdowns under the hardline zero COVID policy. The gambling hub Macau has shut down one of its most famous hotel casinos after cases were discovered there. The strict measures have been retained despite relatively low numbers of cases. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Hurricane Bonnie weakened a bit after several hours as the first major storm of the eastern Pacific season off southern Mexico. But it isn't a threat to land. Bonnie is beginning to move farther away from Mexico's Pacific coast 3 days after crossing Central America as a tropical storm. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
Time for your first look at traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. For all of life's moments, there's one Visa Classic credit card. Here's what's happening in real-time traffic. We are seeing heavy traffic on Blue Hill Road as you get past Soldier Road in the northbound lanes on Blue Hill, heading over the hill to Independence Drive. That's a hot spot for you this morning. Milo Butler Highway also heavy, just north of Fire Trail. You'll find that traffic waiting for you or holding you back just near Harold Pond in the northbound lanes, all the way up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Glacier looks like a better alternate route for you, though. Just at Munnings Road, you'll see that heavy traffic in front of you to JFK Drive. Elsewhere, not looking too bad. Just at some of the major intersections, you'll see some pockets there. And Marathon Road is building traffic northbound, heading toward Wolf Road. That's what we're seeing so far. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by RBC. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses and apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic. And we've got another check of your weather for today, brought to you by BTC. We've got a high-pressure system maintaining moderate to fresh breezes across the country, while a westward-moving tropical wave will enter the southeast Bahamas today. There's a risk of rip currents along east and south coast beaches, and everybody's being advised to remain hydrated and avoid direct sunlight during peak afternoon hours. Boaters and should also be alert for waterspout and funnel cloud activity. For all areas today, forecast calls for partly sunny, hot and breezy conditions with isolated showers and thunderstorms, becoming fair and warm with isolated showers tonight in the northwest and central Bahamas. Partly cloudy, warm and breezy with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the southeastern Bahamas. Small craft caution continues in the central and southeastern islands. Temperatures today getting up to around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. In your extended outlook, that tropical wave will continue westward, enhancing a surface trough that will produce shower activity across the islands through Friday. Meanwhile, high pressure will remain across the islands. So, for tomorrow, Thursday, expect variably cloudy, hot and breezy conditions with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly in the central and southeast Bahamas. Partly sunny, humid and hot, with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the northwest Bahamas. Friday, variably cloudy, hot and breezy with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the northwest and central islands. Partly sunny, breezy and hot with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the southeastern Bahamas. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected over the next 5 days. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by BTC. Port to BTC prepaid and get a smartphone free. Simply port in and activate a $15 combo plan, and your smartphone is free. Visit any BTC location or WhatsApp or email their virtual store to activate your plan today.
Are you an attorney with a joint practice operating from one location? Accepting payments from clients doesn't have to be complicated.
Introducing RBC MultiPay. Now each attorney can securely accept and settle payments with one point-of-sale device supporting multiple bank accounts.
With competitive pricing, training, and easy setup, you will be up and running in no time.
Call 356-8500 to sign up for
RBC
MultiPay.
Doctors Hospital's Pharmacy introduces a new spin on prescriptions called Pick Up Now, Pay Later. That's right, you can collect your medications first and pay after. How does it work? Step 1, submit a prescription online. Step 2, select the pickup site. Step 3, collect your medication. And Step 4, pay online within 14 days. For more info, call us at 242-302-4785 or visit us at doctorshosp.com.
At Western Union, we have different sending options for you to use the one that fits you best. You can send money directly to bank accounts around the world, or for cash pickup by visiting our agent locations. Or you can also start your money transfer in our app and then pay cash in store. Look for an agent location near you, or download our app and send money to your loved ones abroad.
Create memories and experience moments with the love of your life that will last a lifetime right in our backyard. Escape the hustle and bustle of Nassau with your special someone for an intimate island getaway. You can get lost in the magic of an island sunrise or count the stars in the night sky. In the Family Islands, disconnect from the world and reconnect with the one that means the most. Now is the perfect time with our 2 fly-free Bahamas Residence special. Go to bahamasresidence.com for more info.
You're always on the go. We know life can be a daily rush. CIBC, First Caribbean, you can count on us. We make life easier. Manage your accounts at any time. Apply for a loan. It's easy when you bank online. We make life easier with choices that suit you. CIBC, First Caribbean. You're always on the go. We know life can be a daily rush. CIBC, First Caribbean, you can count on us. We make life easier. Manage your accounts at any time. Apply for a loan. It's easy when you bank online. We make life easier with choices that suit you. CIBC, First Caribbean.
Catch Janae's annual 20% off back-to-school sale going on this week only. Get up to 20% off on all school items in stock. Yes, 20% off all school items. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts in a variety of colors, colorful backpacks and lunch bags, character towels, raincoats, and umbrellas. Shop early and don't miss out on this. Janae's Chesapeake Road's annual 20% off back-to-school sale going on this week only. The best quality school garments at low, low prices. Beat the rush and save. Janae's 20% off annual back-to-school sale going on now. Restrictions apply.
You know, you should teach a savings class, because you know everything. No, I just choose wisely. Like, I just got 2 months free home internet from BTC. All I did was sign up for internet. 2 months internet free? For real? I bundled my internet and mobile services, and now I'm paying half of what the other guys charge. Plus, as a new customer, I get 2 months internet free. What? Nah, that's a big deal.
Switch to BTC Internet and get the 2nd and 3rd months free for new customers. Conditions apply.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website group.com or visit any of our branches.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This tourist gal, she come here on a tour. Prepaid she hotel, and she fun before. Looking like a peach, she stepped down from the plane. Quick as a wink, Jerry the tall man to her explain. I don't wine and dine you, hook and twine you, make your blood run hot. Twist you, turn you, you gonna learn meringue on the spot. I don't care where you come from, you're far from home, gal, have your fun. Your indiscretion will be concealed, all in the package deal. She said, wait, mister, you must have made a mistake. My brochure tell me clear what contacted me. Hush up, put away that thing, gal, the writing is too large.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. We are talking about what's in the news, getting a reaction to the new commissioner, Clayton Fernando. Congratulations to Clayton Fernando, by the way.
Yes.
And
great guy.
I haven't met him, but hopefully
Really?
soon.
Oh.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have him on the show.
It used to be a pleasure to go out to. I was just gonna say it used to be a pleasure to go out to crime scenes, but it wasn't. But to like interact with him because it was always very like knowledgeable, helpful. You know, it wasn't a pleasure to go to crime scenes.
You said it, Chester. You said it. But okay.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Great. This person says here, where is the plan for traffic? Fernando should have had that on the desk on day -30, or is that day 30? I don't know what this name is, a dash. He will not save us. He was part of the senior strategic leadership team for 10 years. Exactly what is going to change? And it's clear as day that Fernando has PLP affiliation. Oh, boy. Somebody else saying,
I want to see a change to police response when you call the switchboard or wherever, 919.
You mean
I want to see them show up.
Not them telling you that you need to call 32 something
Bruh,
something.
That is a real thing.
I'm being attacked right now.
That is a real. Oh, could you
need to call
the nearest police station? Like what?
Can you give me the number?
Listen, I tell you, I called for a disturbance one time, and we had to call like 3 times, and today we're waiting for them to show up.
Oh boy. Wow. All right, let's read these other texts. Oh, let's take this call. You've been holding for a little bit. Hopefully you're still there, caller. Good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? No. Okay. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us. Facebook us. Text us. 422-4796. All right, a couple more messages here. Somebody saying, well, I heard that caller say that the era of political appointees as commissioner is over. They say, but isn't this one kind of? Anyway, this one says here, what is this? Why? Okay. Great show as usual, Dwight. You ain't tired of the war in Ukraine? That war is supposed to be a one-night stand, in and out, but they are still warring. Russia ain't shame. They're getting boxed to pieces by little Ukraine. I'm not sure what you're saying this for here. But yeah, we're all tired of it. It's insane. And it's, well, definitely not just little Ukraine. They're getting assistance from many world powers, but it's shameful. Absolutely, it's a disgrace. This person says here, I don't like how some texters are going after the police. Police don't bring in guns. Police don't create these criminals. The problems of crime and violence can't be solved by the police. Police investigate and charge. Don't blame the police. We don't manufacture guns. So there's a police officer. Go out and go call out the parents and the government and criminals for crime.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's everybody. Everybody needs to take some responsibility for where we are and has to do something about it.
Stuff out there, man.
Right? Everybody. Let's get some more calls in. This, we've been talking about this for a little bit. The lawsuit and the settlement, people asking, especially the opposition, for the details of that. Commissioner Fernander, tight-lipped yesterday on the lawsuit. Fernander and Deputy Commissioner Limond Delaveau, who were among 8 police officers, senior police officers, told to take months of accumulated vacation, reached an undisclosed settlement with the government last month. Fernander, yesterday, shortly after being sworn in, says, quote, "I think justice was served. I've moved on from that now. It's time to deal with the business at hand." Okay, I mean, you could, but it's our money. We'd like to know, but it shouldn't be up to him to say. Right? Maybe it's not for him to say. Maybe those who settled should say.
Yeah.
But okay, let's take this call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Morning, Chester.
Morning.
But I could agree with you. I don't know what all my friends. I'm Dwight sometimes. Dwight, I don't mind getting stopped every Jesus Christ day. Because we know these bunch of pounds standing done and these machine gun and these cars, man, Dwight. You can't have it both ways. And I hope the first caller, I agree with the first caller one. I hope Mr. Bernardo be the last offender commissioner in this country. See, we need to start amending laws in this country now. Plenty laws need to be amended so that we, the people, could feel like we are part of this beautiful country. You understand me, Dwight? The best commander we had in this country was Skawala. Real hands-on, trained guys.
All right, so let me ask you this. You said this yesterday. You said that you don't mind if they seal off, if they close off the areas so that we can get a handle on it. You're saying now that you don't mind Chester's idea of the police stop checkpoints every single day. How long should that go on for?
Dwight, it goes along until the people get the message, man. See, when people see the policemen and authorities doing their job, there'll be serious changes. Dwight, you didn't know why about. You don't do wrong things. Dwight, I experience anything every day. Trust me, man. The policemen need to do these things. Some of the punks come right amongst innocent people and do all kind of crap, and innocent people getting killed. I just hope Mr. David let Mr. Fernando do his job. Congratulations, and do your job. And thanks for taking my call, my brother.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
I agree with.
Okay. While all that's happening, we still have to tackle what's going on in the homes, right? So you just can't leave it to that.
Yeah, well,
and
we don't know that.
Do we know that?
But some of them already passed that. We got to catch the ones who passed that too. Capture all of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, those same ones who already passed it, they are having children or about to have them too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on, and we got to get into the homes. We got to break for the news too. Stay with us. Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 and Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:19, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. We've got a high-pressure system maintaining moderate to fresh breezes. It's across the country while a westward-moving tropical wave will enter the southeast Bahamas today. There's a risk of rip currents along east and south coast beaches, and everybody's being advised to remain hydrated and avoid direct sunlight during peak afternoon hours. And mariners being alerted to look out for waterspout or funnel cloud activity during showers and thunderstorms. For today, for all areas, we're looking at partly sunny, hot, and breezy conditions with isolated showers and thunderstorms, becoming fair and warm with isolated showers tonight, mainly in the northwest and central Bahamas. partly cloudy, warm and breezy with isolated showers in the southeast Bahamas tonight. Small craft caution continues for the central and southeastern islands. Temperatures getting up to around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. In your extended outlook, that tropical wave will continue moving westwards, enhancing a surface trough that will produce shower activity across the islands Thursday through Friday, while high pressure will remain across the islands as well. So for Thursday, tomorrow, variably cloudy, hot and breezy with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the central and southeastern islands, partly sunny, humid, and hot with isolated showers in the northern Bahamas. Friday, variably cloudy, hot and breezy with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the northwest and central Bahamas, but partly sunny, breezy, and hot with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the southeastern islands. The tropics are quiet and tropical cyclone formation are expected over the next 5 days. That's your morning blend weather check. Brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance, still the first and only local insurance company and agency network that lets you buy car and home insurance 100% online. Try it at bahamasfirst.com. And we've got another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. For all of life's moments, there's one Visa Classic credit card. In your real-time traffic this morning, I've got a number of hot spots to tell you about. Mila Butler Highway, heavy traffic extending from Fire Trail all the way up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway, especially the closer you get to Harold Pond. You'll see that heavy traffic in front of you. Blue Hill Road also busy at a number of spots north of Soldier Road, northbound to Independence Drive, and near the junction with Carmichael Road, mainly northbound. So that's between St. Vincent and just north of Carmichael. You'll see that heavy traffic there. And we've got some building traffic at Coral Harbor Road and Carmichael Road, and that's multiple directions there. So southbound, heading toward the roundabout, and toward Carmichael Road, and northbound on Coral Harbor Road. You're going to be seeing that there at this hour. Independence Drive, building traffic westbound to the roundabout with Blue Hill. Pockets along Soldier Road, especially approaching the intersection with East Street and near Windsor Place. And East Street between Soldier and East West Highway, Independence Drive roundabout is busy. And East Street at Robinson Road, the intersection there as well. Then we've got Eastern Road, seeing some heavy traffic just west of Fox Hill on through Shirley Street again, that diversion there at Village Road with the work that's going on. And if you can, you're being advised to avoid Village Road entirely. Village is busy near the intersection with Soldier, Wolf, and Bernard Road as well. Those are your hot spots. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by RBC. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses and apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic.
Industrialists. We got 3 coca plum factory, 4 juju cannery. We just bottle tamarind and dilly from the orchard, and I won't talk about the pigeon plum plantation.
What? I didn't know y'all had industry down here in the Bahamas. I thought it was only tourism.
Child, is plenty things what you ain't know. but you stick with me and I gonna learn you. He poor like me and you, but he driving round in Malibu. His car sleeps in the road at night. Lord, you know this thing ain't right. He is living in of the finance man. He is living in hands of the finance man.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with Chester Robards. Wonder if that was ever considered for a national anthem or something for the country. It fits a lot of people. A lot of people. Hey, we are getting a reaction to the new commissioner and what he's saying about establishing some new units to tackle crime. Let's hear from you. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This person says, okay, well, why the F&M opposition has no shame. If they want to know how much the settlement was, why don't they just use the freedom? This text sent from the future. Sent from the future. Or from outside the country with somebody who's a little confused.
They're piloting some things already. I don't know if that's one of them where you can gather information from. I don't remember which ones they said, but that pilot should have started. To find out about
you
that.
definitely can't use that for this. Guarantee. Texter, you make it sound like could you do it? Why don't you do it? And please.
What do you mean you can't use it for
how are you going to do this? What, you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. What you want? Okay. Well, when do you want the information? You could go and make the application, I'm sure, but when will you?
Well, that's a
get
different
that?
story you're talking about.
Use the what? Okay. Do you know where to go?
Me?
Yeah.
You looking at me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Texter. Were the people who were appointed before the election, are they still? Yeah, that's funny. That's a great, funny text. Thank you so much. But maybe that's a sarcastic text because it's long, so that we could have had it in place.
It probably was a sarcastic.
Yeah, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. This one says here, the police don't want to be blamed for the guns, but when there is a reduction in crime, the commissioner, the minister, and the police force want their praises. Okay.
What do they mean the police don't want to be blamed?
Well, that
for the
texter
guns?
before, clearly from a police officer who's saying, we don't do this. We don't manufacture, we don't import the guns. We aren't the criminals. You look at the parents and the government. So they're saying, well, yeah, when you all get a handle on stuff, when numbers go down a little bit.
Are you confused?
Yeah.
No.
So, whenever the numbers drop, they say.
But people
it's
blame
because
police for guns, though?
They're not, I guess, doing enough to crack down on the avenues in which they come in. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So if you're going to take the credit when the numbers are down, then you've got to take the credit for when they go up.
Heat for the.
Perhaps. I don't know if that's fair, but that's what people say.
I see.
And it makes some sense, indeed. This person says here, we read that already. I see the police plan as being revolutionary. The schedule of regular meetings with heads of law enforcement units is powerful. Customs must be more open to what goes on at these ports as well, Albany, Lifer Key, Bimini, and others. Okay, all right. This one says here, the criminals will only work around the police stops. The police won't be on every corner 24 hours a day. If someone wants you dead, they will find a way. Oh, boy. But you heard that, though, right? So unless you're talking about a 24-hour roadblock, then there will be challenges.
Well, but okay, not just
posting.
roadblocks. There's be a mix of things, but you understand where we're going with this.
No.
You mean no? Of course.
We've got people, we said it before, people who are posting, there's a roadblock here. And they've got chat rooms. They've got groups.
You could put enough roadblocks where it wouldn't matter whether they post or not.
Right. But what? No. What? But I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. I'm just saying that there will always be ways around it.
Of course, but you could diminish.
But people don't seem to have an issue with the fact that someone did tell you in your group that there is a roadblock ahead. Like, I think that needs to be a crime almost. That needs to be prosecuted even. Let's take some calls before we read the rest of the text messages. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight and Chester.
Hi.
Good morning.
Trust both of you are doing well this morning.
Great.
Let me first congratulate Commissioner Clayton Fernando on his accomplishment and his acclamation to Commissioner of Police. I must say that he will and he does have a monumental task to try and bring some semblance of justice, law, and order to this country, as many Bahamians have been asking for quite some time. Unfortunately, the police is not the end-all, be-all to our issues here, and I think our Bahamian people are going to take us as citizenry also to do our part. His job basically is not just to go after the high-profile offenders or the drug or gun tooters. He also has to deal with the minor offenses such as, for example, people burning trash in the areas where when persons are calling into the police for assistance and the response time is so lackadaisical, per se, it poses a problem for a lot of concerned citizens. So his task is going to be very momentous to get this process in which he, hopes to accomplish to get that started and towards some type of completion. My last point here is simply this. I am optimistic and I'm hopeful based upon the person and the things that people are saying about him, that he would also deal with the high profile people doing crimes in these high places. What it is, you can't just look at the white collar or the blue collar, but you got to go after both of them and bring everybody to justice, leaving no one out of the net. I think that's when you would take a serious dent in crime on all levels, as a means to bring this country to justice. Thank you for taking my call this morning.
Thank you very much. All right, let's take a final call, and we'll just get through the rest of your messages, and then we've got to move on. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Brother Dwight, and also Mr. Chester Robert.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, sir. I would like to also congratulate the new commissioner, and I also agree that he do have a task in the front of him. But I would suggest two issue or principle for him if he would take it. Number one, we know that on the homicide, I'll address the homicide. My passion is still, I believe the family structure needs some attention in terms of the erosion. And I also believe that we all parent ought to take their full responsibility in terms of what's happening. But I would suggest to him that town hall meeting, I don't understand why is it that we taken so long to have a conversation. Even my good friend Dwight, it seems to be Dwight Strachan, it seems like he is also afraid to have a conversation on the erosion of the traditional family. And I think we have to somehow, somewhere, we can have to address as to what's going on with our young black men. And I would suggest that to the commissioner, network with the Christian council and the churches and move in different paths and have some town hall meeting, because this is going to be voiced. And that is my first suggestion. And parents also have to stop believing that the police ought to babysit your child. There are some parents who believe that the police should be their babysitter. No, you are responsible for your family. You should take charge. The police are there to enforce law and order, and stop believing that the police ought to babysit your child. Have a wonderful morning, Dwight.
Oh, you love to say these things about me, but okay, I am not disagreeing with you. I'm not afraid to have any conversation about this. I've been saying it. You say family, I say parenting. It's, hey, we're in the same pretty much the same boat here. No? What do you make up your face like
What?
that, Chester? You don't think it's the same thing?
Sure.
Okay. This text here, I have a few ideas for the new commissioner. How about the police force get out of those fancy cars, fancy cars, and walk the beat in the inner city? It's very hot, though.
You ain't seen the fancy cars yet.
Very hot. Instead of the stupid no car available excuse we usually get when calling a police station, creating fully equipped mobile police stations to make it easy for officers to react to crime in hotspot areas. How about getting those CCTV cameras working? That's absolutely. Working properly and add more on every intersection and also give insensitive. I think it's supposed to be incentives. Oh, boy. Okay. Give incentives. It says insensitive.
Insensitive. Okay.
Sorry. To citizens who are willing to allow the police access to systems. As for these young schoolboys who seem to be making havoc, create a military school run by ex-police officers. Oh, boy. Or defense force officers with a focus on discipline and education.
That's right. Straighten them up.
Everything was going good until that last one there.
I don't know what the problem is.
You know, yeah?
I had a 13-year-old kid begging me for money yesterday at the mall. And I said, "You still in school?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, why don't you get a summer job?" Oh. Man looked like The Walking Dead, and he's 13. There's a problem.
What did you do?
Gave him some money, told him to stay in school.
Good job. I mean, I don't know what to
Tell him to get a job, wash a car. I mean, I talked to him for longer than I'm sure he wanted me to.
Oh, boy.
It's got to change.
Yeah.
Something's got to change.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so, yeah, it was a sarcastic text, apparently.
They had to write you back to tell you it was sarcastic.
Every time the opposition said they want to know something, just ask them to use for information. Shame them. Okay, well, I get you. I get you. That's a good idea. Yeah. Dwight, you don't seem to like roadblocks assisting with the problem. We have any problems? I have no issue. I got nothing to hide, so I have no issue with it. But others are not so happy about them. This text that we got earlier said, let me see if I can find it. Traffic is already terrible. Plus, I never agree in the detention or search without cause, and not the broad application of it either. So people can find.
Yeah, but there was never that though. It was never detention or search without.
Some people
roadblocks
get detained once
with
they find the things.
Suspicion.
Did you have a reason to look, in my view? Just driving on the street. But they won't if you have if you're licensed and if you're registered, you're right. So
and your car don't stink or something, Yeah.
Are some people who use knowledge to brainwash us. A few days ago, I heard that it was okay for a prime minister to move a commissioner if the commissioner didn't follow the political directive, and all gave beautiful justifications. But in developed non-Bahama Republic countries, commissioners are elected specifically to remove that attempt by politicians to control them or remove them if they don't follow the party line. The commissioner is another political appointment. Roadblocks aren't for criminals. They are to make money for the Treasury. Oh, boy. I don't see motorcycle cops at stoplights anymore. Where are the motorcycles?
Motorcycles, cops at stoplights?
Never seen that. But I do occasionally see one riding about.
They're talking about directing traffic?
Or just watching out for foolishness. Where are the bicycle police? There can't be a no car available excuse for that. Well, maybe they have a flat. I don't know. We're going to leave that there.
What happened to Bahama? Isn't that what they were called?
Oh, I don't know. But they're only downtown, right?
It used to only be downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a small area to cover.
Yeah.
Bicycle cop will take about half an hour to get to my house from the nearest police station.
Wow.
What's the point of that?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot. A lot of people have a lot of questions. Things that were being done before seem to have been abandoned, and we want to know what was going on. Weren't they working? So what can we do to get it back? We will see a lot of pressure, as people have been saying, on the new commissioner. A lot of eyes will be watching to see if there'll be any changes. We hope so. Good luck to him. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, Crypto Isle, they got a lot going on, a lot of exciting things. Going to tell us all about it after the break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Me off my chair. My little boy say, Pa, I never see that kind of car. How come them rich white people stop in here? I say, boy, they coming out the woodwork just like...
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together. And we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida, from advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations, we're with you on this journey. For every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
That's the sound of a bite-sized payment I made on my new laptop.
Can I make a bite-sized payment on this amazing vacation?
Yes, with Scotia Select Pay. Now my big-ticket credit card purchases are more manageable with flexible bite-sized payments over 3, 6, 9, or 12 months at a lower interest rate. Scotia Select Pay allows me to better plan my expenses over time. The best part? No credit checks or financing application. Visit bs.scotiabank.com. Conditions apply.
You know, you should teach a savings class, because you know everything. No, I just choose wisely. Like, I just got 2 months free home internet from BTC. All I did was sign up for internet. 2 months internet free? For real? I bundled my internet, and now I'm paying half of what the other guys charge. Plus, as a new customer, I get 2 months internet free. What? Nah, that's a big deal.
Switch to BTC Internet and get the second and third months free for new customers. Conditions apply.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
At Western Union, we have different sending options for you to use the one that fits you best. You can send money directly to bank accounts around the world, or for cash pickup by visiting our agent locations. Or you can also start your money transfer in our app and then pay cash in store. Look for an agent location near you, or download our app and send money to your loved ones abroad.
Breakfast just got better at Wendy's. Introducing the Breakfast Biggie Bag. Enjoy a double sausage muffin with 2 square sausage patties, a freshly cracked egg, and cheese served on a toasted English muffin, a medium waffle fries, and an orange juice for only $5.25, VAT inclusive. And an apple pie for just $1 more.
Say what?
At Wendy's, better breakfast is all day. Offers valid in participating locations. Wendy's, different inside and out.
Fidelity, we're good for you. I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment, plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Wherever you're headed, the Custom Computers Know-How team is standing by to help guide you in the East and the West. We now have on Patton Street in Palmdale and our newest store in the Caves Village Shopping Plaza through the Blake Road entrance. Discover the latest products by top international brands and the knowledge you need to unleash tomorrow's technology today. Drop by Custom Computers out east or out west. We're open Saturdays from 10 till 4.
The Cotton Tree on Burnett Road has a deal for you, animal lovers.
We are the sole distributor of the affordable Super Can dog and cat food. Mothers. We also distribute Bumble Pampers, the most inexpensive in the Bahamas, plus wipes, powdered and liquid detergents, disinfectants, and the delicious Max Fly energy drink. The Cotton Tree Convenience Store on Bernard Road, Fox Hill. Open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Call us at 364-6249 or 805-5679 for more information.
Are you an attorney with a joint practice operating from one location? Accepting payments from clients doesn't have to be complicated.
Introducing RBC MultiPay. Now each attorney can securely accept and settle payments with one point-of-sale device supporting multiple bank accounts.
With competitive pricing, training, and in no time.
Call 356-8500 to sign up for
RBC
MultiPay.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Big fight in Bain Town. Somebody tripped Mary down, and everybody know Mary don't take no mess. She roll until she find a tree, struggle up on a busted knee, tuck away her queen-size cotton dress. Who did her wrong? She did not know, but somebody started laughing, so Mary started swinging left and right. Mary just one gal, that's true, but she big enough to be a zoo, and it's a sin what she would do in a barroom fight. You better run, Corporal Turner.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And this morning we're changing gears. We're talking about Crypto Isle. They've launched their masterclass series. Here to tell us all about it, we're very pleased to welcome Crypto Isle co-founder Davinia Bain and Crypto Isle community manager Tevin Bannister. Great to have you both with us this morning. Welcome. Welcome.
Chester, morning, Dwight.
Morning.
All right. So before we get into the masterclass, tell us about Crypto Isle, exactly what it is, how to come about, and why.
Okay. Well, good morning, Dwight, again. Good morning, Bahamas. So Crypto Isle is the country's first crypto. So we've developed this space with the intention of having, young entrepreneurs and business owners within the crypto and blockchain space come in, have a space to work, have a space to develop their businesses. It's not necessarily strictly for businesses within that particular sector. However, that the hope and the intention is that those sorts of businesses will anchor our space. So we have a dedicated desk room, several of what we call hot desks, that young entrepreneurs could come in and rent at nominal rates. We have several offices located at our headquarters, which is at the former Luciano's building on East Bay Street. And all of those offices, we're happy to say, have already been leased by very, very reputable companies in the tech space. So that's one component. And, anchoring our vision of our co-founders and what we intend to do is the educational component. So we're offering several courses, and these courses span introductory courses as well as they go up to, more advanced courses. But what we want to discuss today are the crypto courses, which will be held on July 12th and 13th of next week. And we will be running the courses again on exactly 1 week after that on the 19th and 20th of July as well. Okay, and so in-person classes would start from $150, and virtual classes will start at $100. And, we want to encourage Bahamians to, get involved, sign up for the courses. Crypto has been circulating, I guess, the minds of Bahamians for quite some time. But, what we found, a lot of persons tend to jump into projects, not knowing what they're doing. Highly speculative investments, and they're losing a lot of money. And while I don't wish to call any names of any previous projects on your show, but we do know locally of several projects that a lot of Bahamians have gotten burnt in. And so definitely we want to emphasize the educational component of what it is we do. And just one more second, business development is something that we tend to get into as well, offering these entrepreneurs in the tech space the ability to, receive consultancy services and, all the tools that they require to eventually get their businesses to a point where they can pitch in front of investors and hopefully raise money through the crypto and blockchain space through tokenization, etc.
Yeah.
One of the
Davina?
questions you asked, Dwight, was the why. And I think you may recall that the co-founders of CryptoWall also previously ran IslandBit, which was the AMs in Fresh Market, right? And Kruger and one or two other places. So when we first started, in that first week or so, we had somebody take their laptop and point it to the machine to buy crypto, as though they weren't necessarily familiar with the fact that you could have a phone wallet or you could have your desktop or laptop wallet.
Wow.
So rather than using the wallet on their phone to try and get crypto out of the machine, they were in the food store with a big old laptop pointing at the camera. So, all the ATMs have cameras, so it was hilarious for us to see this.
Wow.
So we realized, there's a lot of work that has to be done to really bring the level of awareness and understanding and education to our community about crypto in general, right? Crypto and blockchain. So that's why we talk about connect, learn, and earn. and you sort of have to do all those things in sequence. You really can't start talking about making money before you learn stuff. And to find the right places to learn, you need to connect. And so that's what we're about, and that's the why.
And we're hoping that after the masterclass, you'll come back and talk to us, Crypto 101. But what's something that you want people to know? Someone who's hearing the word a lot and just not understanding what's going on, before we get into details about the masterclass. But something that you think people need to know about crypto.
Like I said before, I would emphasize the fact that persons need to obtain education. You always hear in the crypto space about doing your own research. That phrase is constant. I think that you cannot place enough emphasis on that. I think persons that have been in the crypto space for quite some time, chasing these, I guess, fast money and these, these dreams of waking up with millions of dollars, etc. But one thing I would like to emphasize for persons is that, as we sort of look at the traditional finance space, and how that perhaps may not have been highly beneficial to Bahamians, to Bahamian investors, etc. When you talk about getting 0.0 something % interest on your deposits, there are more feasible ways within the crypto space, within the decentralized finance space, that individuals are able to earn a living or earn passive income. So you don't necessarily need to get into crypto with the mindset of having huge amounts of capital to invest, or conversely with the mindset that you'll have a small amount of capital and wake up with millions and millions of dollars. I think that Bahamians now should look at this as an alternative investment opportunity, one that's sort of still in its infancy as compared to more traditional. So individuals have the opportunity to jump in now and earn passive income and just make better investment decisions.
Right.
And we have this society here where people are preyed upon often. So, I know of some elderly persons, they would say that somebody reached out to them on the internet and said that if they send them, X amount of money, they're going to give them a $50,000 U.S. federal grant.
Wow.
And somehow in that pitch, nothing seemed weird. And I think similar things are happening in the crypto space. And this is why you need to be armed with information to understand why an investment may look like sense or may not look like sense. Simple things like wallets. We recently supported the Governor General's Youth Award, the golf tournament. So we were excited to participate in that, and we gave away some Bitcoin as one of the prizes for the people who came through the hole where we were. And so now we have to, for some of those people, we have to actually show them how to get a wallet, how to use the wallet, how not to send Bitcoin to an Ethereum wallet and why it will disappear if you do that. These types of things, when you leave the class, you're going to understand how to manipulate the asset that you have control of.
All right, so you don't have to have a background or a knowledge about it at all.
I think that's very critical to underscore. No previous sort of technical knowledge would be required for you to participate in the class. And I think it's high time that individuals invest in themselves. As a young person, I see a lot of my contemporaries and colleagues, you go out, have fun, spend a bunch of money, buy out the bar, etc. But, 15, 20 years from now, you don't have a nest egg that you can rely on. You don't have a pension. You don't have investments that are bringing you passive income. So let's take the opportunity to invest in ourselves, gain the education that is required, and hopefully make some better investment decisions.
So, for people who've been watching and hearing on the news about the volatility, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, people claiming or proclaiming that it's dead, what do you say to somebody who's like, I don't know if I want to get involved in any of this at all?
Well, I think, as an individual who has been following this industry and these markets for quite some time, I've seen it all before. Way worse than this, actually.
Wow.
I remember when the crypto market cap fell to about $200 million. Bitcoin was at about $3,000 off its previous high of about 20,000. So we've seen bleeding in the market before. But like I mentioned, before, the industry is still kind of in its nascent stages. You have digital assets, digital currencies that have just, began to take root. You would expect that there's going to be a certain level of volatility with these assets. I think as crypto gets more intertwined, in the more traditional investment space, we'll begin to see a little bit of that volatility decrease. But as Davinia and I tend to have conversations on this, she would always tell me that she would be inundated with requests, for, I guess, consultation, education on how to purchase crypto, how to purchase Bitcoin, when it was hovering around $50,000, $60,000. But those requests, that quickly decreased as the market came down. And, we ask the question all the time, if it was at $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 and you were scurrying to purchase, now that it's at $19,000, $20,000, why wouldn't you purchase? We see it. And of course, as I speak, it's my opinion, not the opinion of Guardian Radio or even my employer. Doesn't constitute investment advice. Let me just put that out there. But, why wouldn't you want to purchase when, the market is a bit low and, it represents a good. So I would always encourage persons, as you see the market going down, to try and dollar cost average in to the market, meaning, you could just take nominal amounts and purchase slowly as the market goes down. And as you see it begin to rise again, you can take the opportunity to sort of sell and, pick up some gains on your investment.
Isn't that the first rule of investing?
Yeah,
buy low,
exactly.
sell
Buy
high,
low,
right?
sell high.
That's what they
But like I said, persons see it coming down and, they ignore the markets entirely. And until the fanfare builds up again and you see everyone rushing into the market, then they tend to come in. But the fact of the matter is, like you rightly indicated, you have to look at buying opportunities. Buy low, sell high is the only way that you're going to make money. And as we get out of this sort of bearish market now, the bull market or a new bull market is going to be fueled by new investors. So you should probably take the opportunity to get in while things are low.
But let's also look at what crypto is. Crypto is money plus blockchain. So there are different reasons why people will need this type of money. And there's different reasons why people will need the blockchain on which it resides, right? So yes, we've spoken a lot today about the investment side of crypto, but you have, the portability. People want to be able to send money around the world. It's a global asset that could be used around the world. So that use doesn't change based on the volatility. I mean, a lot of people use stable coins for that type of thing. And so you still need to understand the asset for those types of purposes. But then the technology, too, is what we really want people to get excited about. What are the types of things that you can do with the tech behind it? And this is where a lot of the business development that we hope to support and to facilitate is to help Bahamians and Caribbean people to create tech on top of these chains so that we can be innovators in this industry. That's where you create greater adoption. That's where you'll more for whatever type of purpose, but that's the angle that we're hoping to see happen.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions. How much of CryptoWile, what CryptoWile is doing is about crypto or about blockchain technology, Web3 kind of stuff? Because it seems that a lot of companies, when I look at FTX, they care about crypto, but there's a bigger picture than crypto.
Yeah. Well, see, FTX is an exchange, so that's what they're about. They're exchanging the cryptocurrencies, but For us, crypto is a buzzword. It's like the teaser to get people to come in and understand it.
Yeah.
And once you get them to come in and understand, no matter which industry they're in, and they see the tech behind it, they start to get creative. It happens at every class. Oh, so I could do this in my industry. I could do that in my industry. And the conversation goes way beyond just the money side of it, the crypto side of it.
Yeah.
So, but we have to start with the basics, the language. My dear friend just mentioned dollar cost averaging. That's something that will be broken down in our classes, so you understand what in the world that is.
Yeah.
Are you telling me to play a dollar like you play dollar with numbers? Not exactly, but it probably will yield you a lot more than what you would if you're a numbers player. But so these are the types of things we intend to break down, and then we create a community so that afterwards we could build things together.
Now, are people coming into crypto while interested in understanding what it is, or are they coming in ready to invest? Is that what are you seeing there?
Well, I think it's a steady mix of both. But what we've really been seeing is, I guess, the former. Person's coming in to gain some more knowledge about the space. And, Davinia is very correct. I think that once persons begin to gain a greater appreciation for the blockchain technology, that, they begin to understand or begin to see, rather, the benefit to their lives, the benefit to, respective industries that they're in. So that's what we're hoping to continue. And as she rightly mentioned too, just being in the space itself, we have a happy hour every Friday. We get kicked off at about 6 p.m. Just being in the space itself, we always have a Bitcoin talk, a Bitcoin basics talk before we get, into the libations. but yeah, you get into the space. There are no dumb questions being asked. Everyone is
because people are asking and saying, "Hey, will you even explain what crypto and blockchain is?" Which I don't know. So all that will be
yes.
You
So
can access this at the masterclass.
Exactly. So we will go through all of that in the masterclass. Like we indicated, it's July 12th and 13th. So definitely, that I guess that probably will be day one, book one, blockchain. Bitcoin being the first cryptocurrency.
And one other thing we like to focus on in the class, Dwight, is the history of money.
Yeah. Okay.
So to really understand crypto and blockchain and the improvements that it brings on top of money, you need to understand the history of money. And I think that's going to be, enlightening for a lot of people in the class when you see why something like crypto and blockchain had to be created and the problems that it solves.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll pick this up on the other side in Morning Blend Business. This is Morning Blend. We'll be back after news headlines. Stay with us.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, July 6th, 2022. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards, and we continue our conversation with Crypto Isle. They are hosting their masterclass series next week, beginning next week. We are Bain, the Crypto Isle co-founder, and Tevin Bannister, the Crypto Isle community manager. Okay, so the masterclasses begin next week. How many people can you accommodate?
Well, like we said, it's we have virtual capacity as well. So, of course, I guess that would be sort of limitless. But our space down at Crypto Isle, we have the ability to accommodate, scores of persons. So I wouldn't want to even give a number to sort of turn anyone away. If you're interested, come on out. We have the ability to accommodate perhaps a few hundred persons. Yeah.
Any deadlines to register by or what?
No, we'll be taking registrations perhaps straight up until the 11th or so. So we encourage persons to check us out on our website. Subscribe there at www.cryptoisle.com, and definitely hit us up on all of our socials: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, etc. You could reach out there, and we'll be happy to accommodate you as well.
The main difference between in-person and virtual is that we give the in-person students or classmates priority with questions.
Okay.
And when you're in the class, so much of it is interactive and flows off of the questions and off of the feedback that, that's the added benefit. You really get to get your questions in first. I mean, we still answer the remote questions, but that's based on availability.
Mm-hmm. Classes, are there any exams or any tests afterward?
No. The main litmus test would be whether you can, operate a wallet, receive and send crypto, be able to do research. So you always hear this term about doing your own research, but for a lot of people, you don't even know how in the world to do that. Where do you go? What sites are credible? What am I looking for? That type of thing. So leave the class and now effectively do your own research. Then you know that you've done well.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got a lot of people who are still afraid of technology here. They're wary of smartphones. Don't do any online banking or anything like that, but are interested in getting involved in the crypto space. What would you say to somebody who is apprehensive about that, but afraid of being left out or left behind?
Yeah. I would say practice makes perfect. Even me today, if I'm doing a transaction, especially if it's a large one, I get a little nervous, just because, you're missing, do something wrong, $10,000 could disappear. Mm-hmm. But by doing it, the more and more you do transactions, the more that you, read and understand, the more you have conversations and you interact with other people who are doing things in the space, you become a bit more comfortable. But the apprehension is something you can't get away from, simply because, like you say, we're not necessarily a tech-infused country, but we're always on our cell phone. So you really just if I could use WhatsApp, if I learned how to use WhatsApp, I could learn how to do this stuff. And just give yourself some grace to get there. I think you just have to try. You can't sit on the couch on the sidelines for forever on this, because you'll wake up 5 years from now and not be able to make any transactions in the food stores or anywhere else because you're totally out of the game.
Yeah, and we are heading in this direction, right? We're looking like we're heading toward a cashless society, and everything's going to be done in this manner. So you've got to be ready. All right, so tell us what we can expect. You mentioned it, the basics you'll learn, hopefully, with the first couple of days. What else can we expect with the classes?
So like the venue would have alluded to, just giving persons that opportunity to learn about the underlying technology. And, through that, they will find that it's much more to crypto, than only making money. But, there are massive opportunities. I believe sincerely, and, one of the major reasons why I was eager to join Davinia and the work that she is doing, I believe that we have the opportunity to sort of diversify our country's economy through what it is that we're doing. The sort of second biggest industry, or will could be developed from what it is that we're doing, the work that we're doing. So I think it's very important that persons, take advantage of the classes, and it could just spur so much innovation. Open so many, I guess, channels in your mind, possibilities of things that you could do with your business. Those ideas that you've been playing around with, you may find that you may be able to come and sit and talk with us and implement blockchain technology into your business, and just develop something out of nothing, really. Come to the classes, get that knowledge. We want to get persons moving into that space now where they have their wallet. They're able to transact, like Davinia said, know the difference between the different blockchains and, why certain transactions are conducted on one chain rather than the other. So this is the type of knowledge that you would be able to expect when you come out and sign up for the class.
Yeah. And based on which industry you're in, there's a lot of things happening as well. So the legal industry are all doing their best to become well acquainted with crypto because they're doing a lot of legal services now for new crypto companies coming in, or even just being generated locally because of the new DARE Act, Digital Assets Registry.
Exchange.
Yeah, that, right? I'm so used to saying DARE, I never remember the actual words. So the legal industry is huge on crypto right now. The accounting industry is huge on crypto right now because, again, you have a number of clients now that you have to be auditing, and you can't audit them if you don't understand crypto. And then you have the real estate industry. Some of these businesses that have moved here recently have purchased so much real estate that right now it's significantly affecting local real estate prices. But again, if these agents don't understand crypto and what's happening, you don't really know how to interact with your clients. So there are some industries off the top of my head that are immediately affected by crypto and blockchain. And so just as an employer, it's a good thing to say to your team, look, I want to give you some professional development experience. Go ahead and take these classes with CryptoWhile so that you could be on top of what's happening. So it's not just someone who's looking to understand investments, just companies looking to stay on top, stay conversant. You may wish to have your team members involved.
Yeah. All right. So if you're not able to make it, are you going to be doing this regularly? It seems like this is something that needs to be happening on a consistent basis.
Well, like I indicated as well during your prior segment, so the subsequent week after our first round of classes on the 19th and 20th, we'll be offering it again. But you are correct. We do intend to, offer education regularly. It is a part of our mantra, learn, connect, learn, earn. So definitely learning is a huge component. So, of course, we will be offering these regularly. We just encourage persons to sort of stay tuned to our social media pages. And you will always be, apprised and made aware of when classes are coming up on stream.
All right, so I wanted to ask, so the second week, is that a follow-up, or can you start off with the second week, or?
So the classes are all individual classes, so 12th, 13th, separate classes. Just so we can accommodate persons, if your schedule doesn't allow for one of the other classes, etc., we want to accommodate as much persons as possible.
The second week, we will focus on how to find the right investments. You can jump in on that one, but it's recommended that you at least have a basic understanding of crypto for the second week. But during the first week, the 12th and 13th are exclusive. You could go to the first one or the second one. We encourage everybody who does the intro class to also register for the how to find investments class, because we could tell you, once you finish the intro class, you're going to want to know, okay, what do I do now? Right? But if you feel like you already have basic understanding, we heard Chester talking about Web3 already. So he might not even come to the intro class. He could jump straight to the second week.
Don't get me twisted.
All right, so is there a special rate if you do both weeks?
No. They're actually, right now, they're both very attractively priced. So no, there's no. They're independent of each other.
Okay, so $150 virtually.
Right.
And what's how many hours is it? Tell us about that and give us a breakdown there.
They're 2 hours each. So each day, again, we've separated into 2 days, and each session is 2 hours. What happens at the end of the session, though? That's when you have some of the networking. So you want to allow yourself some space to be social at the end of the class.
Okay. All right. Wonderful stuff. And the time, I think.
It's 6 to 8.
6 to 8. All right. This text, similar to what I asked earlier, ask about cryptocurrency and the collapse. A couple cryptocurrency agencies have filed for bankruptcy. FEX had to bail one out or lend one $400 million, so it didn't collapse. What exactly is happening here?
Yeah. So FTX is having what appears from the outside to be a field day. I mean, they've been buying up quite a number of companies.
Yep.
They're definitely, something I read today on Twitter, they're definitely preparing for the bull run. So the collapse, unfortunately, have affected some companies. A lot of it has to do with leverage, all right? Highly leveraged businesses, again, making a lot of their returns based on speculation. And when it come time to pay the piper, if you highly leverage and you have a challenge. So you can't correlate directly the collapses that are happening with the value of the asset itself. It's really the way people manage their, and they make loads of money during the uptime because of the leverage. So, they're just being made to reconcile at the end of it.
And like it was said earlier, this is not uncommon in the financial space. This is almost normal course of business for these things.
Exactly. And, Chester, you're highly respected, I guess, in the business world. So you would know, even in the traditional finance space, you have the certain ebbs and flows and, certain bear markets, bull markets, in the stock markets, derivative markets, etc. So while persons may sort of or want to pick on the crypto industry, we sort of see these pullbacks all the time. And then, like I indicated prior, the bull market is going to come again. And that's going to be fueled by new investors. Right. So further to Chester's point, and just to follow up on what Davinia had mentioned, a lot of these companies, in response to your texter, that is, a lot of these companies were highly leveraged. So as the markets came down and they, had to sort of liquidate their positions, a lot of these companies fell. And I think it's similar to what we would have seen in the dot-com bubble back in the early thousands. You had companies within the tech space, and a lot of them would have collapsed. The big players that we know today would have survived, and they're massive players in the industry today. And I think we're going to see something similar in the crypto space. Of course, you have the grandfathers like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but then you have scores of other projects as well that are building on these two chains that I just referenced, as well as others building their own chains, what have you. So I think persons should just continue to do research these things and get as much knowledge as possible.
Yeah, the teething and growing pains.
And they have to remember there's still a risk.
Yes.
That's
involved in any asset class, right? Yeah.
Another question here. Some cryptocurrency agencies have been acting like Ponzi schemes, because they need new customers. They have been promising 20% interest to get new money to pay off all the customers who want to check out.
That's why Crypto Isle is offering you education.
Yes, definitely.
So let's address that directly, all right? If you have an agency, as neatly mentioned by the texter, that is saying to you, use crypto to buy into this program, but the program is using a different asset for its accumulation of wealth, then that's not a crypto investment. The crypto is the conduit to the investment or whatever the program is. So I want to make that clear. That's like saying use Western Union to get into this program. You don't call that a Western Union program. A lot of the things that you're talking about, the actual program is not trading crypto. They just use crypto as the conduit to get to the program. And so, unfortunately, if persons having challenges with that program, they connect that to crypto because they use crypto to get to it. But it's not really a crypto program. That said, or that understood, the challenges that are happening, like, liquidity is a challenge for a lot of people. If the underlying assets in that program are highly leveraged, then they are also being stressed right now. So with any investment or any program, find someone, if you're not apt to yourself or you don't have the know-how to assess the investment, have somebody do it on your behalf. You can't get in because your cousins say this could be good. You have to get in because you've done your research and you appreciate the merits of the investment and it makes sense. You can't do it blindly. A lot of these types of schemes, as you've called it, expect blind involvement, and that should be your first red flag.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. All right, so you come out and learn more about these things at the master classes. Again, tell us when and where and what people need to do to sign up.
Okay, yeah. So our first series of classes, July 12th and 13th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Crypto Isle, our headquarters on East Bay Street. For those of you who may not be familiar with it, it's the former Luciano's building there on East Bay Street. So we're encouraging persons to come out, check our socials. You can reach out to us there or on our website at www.cryptoisle.com. Indicate your interest, and we'll be sure to sign you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. And again, we hope to talk with you again soon.
We hope to see you in the class.
Yeah, that sounds like I know so little, and Chester's way ahead of me on this. So gonna need to do something, absolutely. Thank you both for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. Vinya Bain and Tevin Bannister. And we're going to take a break. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Girl, you see how Cora eye look funny, all black up yesterday?
But she say she bumped into a wall when she's running after the churn them.
Yeah, but last Saturday's blue, right?
What you saying? You think something wrong between her and Jack?
I ain't sure, but you know Jack is a jealous man. I hear him and Cora last Friday. I hear him say he hear Cora have eyes for Junior.
Now you know that ain't true. Cora is a good woman, does mind her business, take care of them churn, and go to church every Sunday. So what you think we should do?
I think we should report Jack, you know. Cora don't say nothing, but silence hides violence, and we don't want to line up in the cemetery.
Not me. I ain't getting in nobody business, then Jack come after me, and I land up next to Cora.
No, man, we could call her text Crime Stopper. And remember, we can even get some grocery money for our tip.
Remind me again, how does this work?
We can call them in Miami at 328-TIPS or 328-8477. Or when we in the island, call toll-free at 300-TIPS or 300-8477. And if you don't have no minutes, use the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and we could text them, and the messages get on mix up before it leave your phone, so nobody can know what you saying.
So what we waiting on then? Let's go earn some grocery money.
We're good for you. We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center is here to help small businesses throughout the entire Bahamas. To better serve you, we've made it easier to contact us. Call 461-359-0626 or 359-2394. Email helpdesk@spdcbahamas.com or submit a ticket when you visit our help center at accessaccelerator.org. The Access Accelerator, empowering small business.
Hello? Keisha, you something else, boy.
Who this is? Tamika?
You ain't even remember my name? Wow, Dread.
Girl, I've been so busy. You still planning your trip?
Girl, and I can't wait. I right here online booking my car.
You dare planning trip. You vaccinated?
Girl, we had to. We ain't been nowhere since this pandemic started. Girl, and we got a 14-day vacation.
Best vacation ever.
Girl, are you though?
Well, I know you was gonna get the vaccine because you too like travel. When y'all get your vaccine?
Girl, long time. Because you got to get your first dose, wait, then get your second dose at least 2 weeks before you travel. Johnny get his vaccine and he 12. Even Grammy get hers. Child, and Grammy say she ain't get no money. But I see her hiding that under the mattress.
Child, let me send my list because I know you going shopping.
Keisha, don't play with me.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow. A message by PAHO WHO, Canada, and USAID.
The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center is here to help small businesses throughout the entire Bahamas. To better serve you, we've made it easier to contact us. Call 461-7232, WhatsApp 359-0626 or 359-2394. Email helpdesk@spdcbahamas.com or submit a ticket when you visit our help center at accessaccelerator.org. The Access Accelerator, empowering small business. Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The Grand Bahama Development Company has claimed it was, in fact, contractual underperformance on the part of Gold Rock Concrete that led DevCo to renegotiate new terms under a new contract, which ultimately led to GRC, Gold Rock Concrete, closing two of its manufacturing divisions. Last week was given extremely limited access to necessary raw materials to support its block and ready mix divisions. It would be shutting them down, adding that it did not anticipate a resolution to the impasse between it and DevCo. In a more detailed response to Gold Rock's claims, DevCo CEO and senior legal counsel Therese Brown said DevCo is being falsely accused of acting as a catalyst for something that has cost jobs and impacted livelihoods. She said GRC has chosen to use negotiation tactics that are intentionally misleading the public in an effort to preserve a contractual relationship that DevCo was not able to fulfill. You can read more about this in today's Guardian Business section. The government is seeking consultants to examine the feasibility of ocean thermal energy conversion technology as a renewable energy solution for reducing energy costs and promoting climate-resilient water infrastructure in the country. The plan to explore this form of renewable energy generation was revealed in a request for expressions of interest on a consultancy for an evaluation of ocean thermal energy conversion for the country, posted on the CARICOM website. The Caribbean Community Climate Change Center said it has received financing from the European Union toward the cost of the project titled Enhancing Climate Resilience in CARIFORUM Countries. It intends to apply part of the proceeds towards the consultancy project in the Bahamas. OTEC is a sustainable application that uses the temperature differential of the cooler, deep, and warmer surface seawater to run a heat engine. Supporting documents claim. You can read all about that again in today's Guardian Business section. And RF Bank and Trust Limited has completed the largest private placement in the country to date, helping Bahamas International Securities Exchange $219 million. The $169 million offering closed on June 28th and oversubscribed by $50 million. In a statement, RF said the investment bank acted as the financial advisor, placement and escrow agent in the refinancing of Series 6 and 9 preference shares for Cable Bahamas Limited. The private offering included the redemption of Series 6 preference shares and investment of the proceeds into Series 15 preference shares and the redemption of Series 9 preference shares. and investment of the proceeds into Series 16 preference shares. Of the total amount of $169 million previously invested in Series 6 and 9 preference shares, only about $7.3 million was not reinvested into Series 15 and 16. The statement contends that the supplementary $50 million speaks to the confidence investors have in Cable Bahamas. Details in today's Guardian Business section. Overseas from the U.S., the Food and Drug Administration issuing an administrative stay Tuesday on the order it issued last month for vaping company Juul to pull its electronic cigarettes from the market. The agency saying on Twitter that the state temporarily suspends the marketing denial order while it conducts further review, but does not rescind it. The FDA issued the initial order banning Juul sales on June 23rd. A day later, a federal appeals court temporarily blocked the government ban. The initial FDA action was part of a sweeping effort by the agency to bring scientific scrutiny to the multi-billion-dollar vaping industry after years of regulatory delays. To stay on the market, companies must show that their e-cigarettes benefit public health. In practice, that means proving that adult smokers who use them are likely to quit or reduce their smoking, while teens are unlikely to get hooked on them. This application left regulators with significant questions and didn't include enough information to evaluate any potential health risks. Juul said it submitted enough information and data to address all the issues issued. And from France, a strike by railway workers demanding higher pay amid cost of living increases interrupted train services in the country today. National Railway Company SNCF said about one high-speed train in 4 was canceled, while regional services such as suburban trains in the Paris region experienced disruptions. International lines, including Eurostar trains to London and other trains to Brussels, were expected to run normally today. The unions are calling the one-day strike. A meeting between unions and SNCF's management was scheduled for today. One union in a statement saying that it wants general wage increases at least equal to rising inflation after 10 years of wage freezes. The strike is taking place as many travelers are planning to use trains to go on summer vacations. The SNCF advised people to cancel or postpone their trips and work from home when possible. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday, your market movers, Commonwealth Bank moving 29,450 shares, up 4 cents, closing at 364. Consolidated Water up 8 cents, closing at 298. Emira Incorporated up 8 cents, closing at 1150. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,593.89, up 5.25. That's your Market Watch, and that is brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Long Island breeze, your sheep are bleating for their lambs who've gone away, and they are coming, they're coming to you. For the sunshine, for the dance, and for the play. Long Island breeze.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. All right, so with the rest of the show, we had a great discussion yesterday with Pandora Butler, who was with National Insurance Board, is retired, but will public relations expert for the fund, and right, a wealth of knowledge. And we invited her back because there's been so much discussion about national insurance in the future, And we wanted somebody who had, the knowledge about what it is, how it works, and why this is necessary. I think she did a fantastic job yesterday. We didn't get a chance to get to too many of your questions, only a few yesterday. But let's hear if you heard it. What if you understand things better now? If your questions were answered, and if you understand why something has to be done immediately, and as you heard in the interview, I mean, drastic, right? What has been recommended to be the contribution rate compared to what it is now, and we're talking double-digit increases, percentage-wise, right? But of course, it's supposed to be incrementally. And as she says, I mean, people talk about, and we heard that a lot, that there was only one increase in 2010, but the way she put it, that really wasn't. So there's never been an increase.
Right.
It was an addition onto what was offered. So not quite an increase. It was an additional benefit that was added on.
Right. Yeah.
So they've never had a contribution rate adjustment since 1974. This is insane. But everyone's saying, I don't have any more money. I don't want to pay any more money. This is crazy. You can't do this to me. Everything's gone up, and no way. But as Pandora Butler said, you're going to be the one coming for your maternity benefits.
It's your pension
it's
fund
your
too.
money, right? Your pension, your unemployment benefits, whatever it is. So, I mean, oh boy. So, this question, we got, a caller said this to us a few weeks ago, and I know I didn't react well to it, but we got another person who asked about it yesterday, and some people missed it. So I do want to play this question again. This was from a text we got, and we played it and Pandora's response to it. And so this is for employers out there who are saying that the contributions need to come from, any increase needs to be coming from listen to the question and the response. This is a very interesting text here. National insurance is primarily beneficial to the employee. Why is it that the employer has to pay the larger percentage of the contribution? Regarding the option of increasing contributions to assist in the shortfall, shouldn't more be placed on the employee? Maybe a 50-50 employer-employee share of the contribution.
Okay, great
We've been
question.
hearing that quite a bit, actually.
Great question. And that's because they don't understand the contributions breakdown. And you will remember I referenced in America and other countries where workman's compensation is a separate part from NIS. Well, workman's compensation is a part of Social Security in the Bahamas, national insurance. And workman's compensation is, as the name suggests, compensation for your worker, which further suggests that it is the responsibility of the employer. And so the employer pays more than the employee because the employer is paying that 2% for industrial coverage for his workers. It's his liability. So if something happens to your employee on the job, they don't have to go sue you. They don't have to go to their insurance. In fact, the insurance would tell them, go to national insurance first, because it's understood that national insurance is the liability holder for workers of this country, and employers pay for that ability.
Getting a lot of text messages, people still saying, no, they think the fund is mismanaged. Mismanaged.
Well, let me just say, even if the fund were, I want people to hear this, even if the fund were perfectly managed, we would still be at the point where we are. It may not be as drastic, it may not be as urgent, but we'd still be here because we should have been making the fixes along the way. And if you're saying that was mismanagement, then I could get on board with that, because it should have been done along the way.
Okay. Yeah, and I know people were asking about it, and that's going to be posted today. You can listen to it if you missed it on our podcast page on our website, guardiantalkradio.com. Just click on the podcast link and look for Morning Blend and look for yesterday's date. That is June 5th. That should be up in this morning.
July.
What did I say?
June.
Is it July already? July 5th. Yeah. July 5th. Thank you, Jester. That should be up before the end of the morning. Okay.
4 more days till the baby born.
Oh, you're talking about Independence Day. thinking something else here.
Oh. We know when you're mine in one spot.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Have you? You might as well say no. You don't. Okay. What? No. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
anyway, independence. Yeah. Right. That's right. Okay. So let's talk about it, folks. A lot of you were texting and tweeting and about it yesterday. Some people were still angry, like, no, this is our money is being abused, and you all could find better ways instead of making us pay more. Are you still feeling that way after hearing that? I mean, that was the simplest way to break it down yesterday. We haven't heard the minister talk like that exactly, just a lot of gloom and doom. We haven't heard, well, Prime Minister says he hasn't even read the actuarial report. But as we heard, this is the 9th and actuarial report, but all of them have been saying something similar to this,
right.
that the contribution rate needs to be increased.
Right.
I've been hearing that since I was 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep kicking the can down the road. What are we going? We have more people living longer, people are getting sicker, people claiming, and for everything.
Yeah.
And it is, as we've heard this, we heard the minister say that, right? We are paying out more than what's coming in.
Well, there probably needs to be a mixture of things that they do, not just the increase, right? Because we keep hearing about, better investments of the money that's in the fund.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. So it just makes me wonder, who's there, helping to make these decisions about how the money is moved around and invested, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Who makes those decisions at NIB?
Yeah. Well, who makes the decisions? I don't know. But she explained yesterday, why they do that. Well, back when they used to have surpluses, which they haven't for years.
Right.
They needed to put the money somewhere where it'll
grow. Yeah.
Not just a savings account, because we won't grow there. And so, but again, they haven't had surpluses in a while. So let's get your questions in. 323-6232. I don't know if we can answer, but we can talk about it. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Again, I want to thank Pandora Butler for that yesterday. That was fantastic. All right, so this is a proposal. Bahamians, can you live with this? Can you adopt this or adapt to this? 15.3% Social Security and Medicare, right? So that's the same thing. And plus 1% or 1% plus workers' compensation, unemployment compensation up to 6%. This is what's happening in some parts of the states, I guess. Could you handle all of that? Plus, some of the states have their own taxes. Other taxes relating to employment and medical. Could you, would it get up to 40%? But that's what the other taxes say. But imagine numbers like that. Unemployment benefit 6%, 1%, 15%. So looking at 21%.
But does it balance with the standard of living in that country?
Mm-hmm.
If we get more increase, at the end of the day when we get the paycheck with all that stuff coming out, does it balance with the standard of living in the country? Or are we worse off individually?
No.
So I remember my first big job, and when I lived in the States, and I was like, oh, I'm making this, and the government's taking this, and I was like, I'm not gonna live. And then when I was fine, right? I was fine, and I was like, okay, this makes sense, and
because it just sounded
like a lot. But the standard of living, the way you could live in the United States, is probably easier because you could find bargains and deals and things, and you could live. Is it easy here on the money you make minus the money they take out? I wouldn't say that's the case. It's way prices, inflation, et cetera, is going now.
Yeah. This text here, the investment team makes the recommendations, for investments in accordance with the law, and certain investments would need board approval. Okay. Is that how it works?
Investments team.
Okay, now if you just tuned in, Bandora is not here today. That was yesterday. We just wanted to play that again for you. A lot of people had been asking that for that interview and during, and even after. I heard somebody ask on another show.
I didn't know that.
That people were concerned about the employer's contribution.
Yeah, the workers' comp, but I didn't know that.
But I mean, but employers saying that they shouldn't have to pay the bulk, that it should be 50-50 or whatever you add.
Yeah, but
on
now
to
it makes
to
sense.
be-
I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't
you
realize.
didn't- right.
Yeah.
That's why they're saying that.
Yeah.
So I hope the caller who asks about that, what do you think of that? Do you understand what she's saying there? And that you do open yourself up to lawsuits if the person falls on the job. Because if you say, well, no, I mean, you're going to be sued left, right, and center.
Or your chair breaks.
Slip down in the bathroom.
Something.
When that toilet that we told you, that toilet's been running and flooding.
Concrete falls off the wall.
Oh, boy. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
Dwight.
Good morning.
Everything good?
Yes. Yes, Chester's with me.
Chester. Yeah, with the insurance thing, right? I mean, I feel with the insurance thing, I thought it was a national insurance, you know what I mean, for the nation insurance, not knowing that the insurance just like for a slush fund for a government to just dip in it and take over what they want, take over it, and then when you look at it, it ain't fair on behalf of a lot of people who ain't never clean because right now they got to pay extra.
But that's not what's happening, though.
But what I'm saying with the money, right? The money, they saying, we got to pay up some more money. All right. With our wages, what we can do with our wages, minimum wage? We going across the board or what? We going $7 across the board or what? I mean, with national insurance, the more money you make, he say the more money you pay. So get a little more. But they got to fine comb just who getting and who ain't getting and what they deserve to be getting. Number one. So if you're making average minimum wage $7 per hour. So right now they getting minimum wage at $5.25 or some hour. So I mean, what you paying now only could go up a little bit higher because when you benefit from retiring, you only still getting a certain amount because you only was able to pay so much because you was making the bottom of the barrel of minimum wage. So they got to try and work out their wages, and so people could get a fair try at their insurance. Because if you want a personal national insurance is not a personal insurance. That is for a nation's insurance in case our nation fall into jeopardy. We got that money to go and get.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. I know people say I'm being mental, but I hope to God that you're not retiring only making minimum wage. And right?
Yeah.
Right? For God's sake. But that's a different show. It's another topic. But that's not that we're not seeing. Are we seeing that? Are people seeing that as that's what all I'm going to make ever? That's no. It can't be.
It's probably true for some people.
But you gotta. Boy. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Investments division of the team. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, but I mean, some people are just repeating things that they're hearing other people say, and so there's lots of myths still about this, unfortunately. But
yeah.
But we do have to look critically at what's going on, right? And as was mentioned yesterday, people are living 20, 30 years past their retirement. And that's people that the fund has to pay money to all that time. And it's more and more of those people around. And we got a lot of people who are sick who need help, and they are getting money. And lots of babies, so the maternity benefits, a lot of people getting hurt on the job, lots of that going on.
Yeah.
Money is going out.
Yeah. The expectation is probably going to be if there is an increase, and maybe when there is, this will end up being a discussion. But are they going to expect more at the end of the day?
More what?
Each person putting into the are going to expect more in pension, more in payouts for maternity, etc. Like
not just because of the contribution rate going up.
That's my point.
That'll be when they decide to do that.
Right. But the expectation might be there. That's what I'm saying. That conversation is probably going to come up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, that's going to be for the public relations team to spin it.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be.
Why you say they got to spin it though? Maybe just tell you like it is.
Well, spin isn't always. Is it always bad?
I feel like spin is always bad.
You turned it into a bad thing.
Yeah.
To explain it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. There we go. This person says here, I think that part of the issue is the way in which this is structured. There are too many items that are being paid out of this one contribution. It's all in one uniform place, or you could separate it as other countries do, but you're still going to have to contribute.
Yeah.
It'll all add up to the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to spin off unemployment to a different department or something, you're still going to have to put that in. So whether it's 9% contribution rate for national insurance and another 1 or 2% for workman's comp or unemployment, it still will be 10 or 9 plus 2 plus whatever. So is that going to be an easier pill to swallow? I'm not too sure. Maybe for some, maybe not. This person says here, I think to solve this problem, we need to push the retirement age, or more old people need to start dying. Simple. What now? Are you serious? Well, why would you? Why would you do that? Why would you text that? Why did I read that? But also, but people need to hear what people are thinking.
Why?
Because you got to be careful. Got some young people around here who just don't think you serve any purpose anymore. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Texter, I feel sorry for you. That's not cool. Oh boy, but they say or old people need to. Anyway, okay. So pushing the retirement age up. As we heard yesterday, there are issues with that as well, right? And there are people who have been made to retire at a certain age. That's a requirement of their wherever they are. And then the gap between that time and the time of retirement age where you can access the full benefits can be wide for some.
Right.
And that contributes to other problems as well.
That's true.
So there's a lot of things to think about. And that has to be a gradual increase of the retirement age. So it can't be that simple. It's not always that simple. Let's take some more calls in our final 3 minutes. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning. How you doing today?
Doing well. Good morning.
Okay, just quickly, I had this discussion yesterday, but it seems to me that government is top-heavy. And what I'm noticing is that once you retire, I have a few friends that do that. They retire, and then they still go back to work. So you're paying pension, they collecting pension, national insurance, and a salary now from the same entity. So I don't know how that is beneficial to the country as a matter of fact. And then, like I say, and then you can bring in new talent. And anybody who leaves the job should train somebody to take over their position. That's how I feel about it. Once again, good show. Have a good day.
All right, interesting. Thanks a lot. That's so when you are rehired after you've retired, Chester, do you know about this? Are they still collecting national insurance from you, even though you're getting your pension? And
Some people.
There's. So I guess if you're still, if you're still, does it even
should it be happening?
Out?
That's the question.
Does it even itself out if you are still contributing, even though you've worked for this, you've worked for your pension, you were hired back because you've got some level of expertise that nobody else has.
Should NIB stop paying your pension?
Should they stop paying your pension, or are you still contributing? You must, right?
Right.
If you've
been
you
are
rehired.
Yeah.
So then, does it not equal itself out?
I don't think so.
No.
I doubt it.
That's another one. When we have Pandora back, we'll ask her.
Isn't that part of the double dip
It is
conversation?
double dipping, yes. But you did work hard for that. You
of course,
earned that.
Of course.
You earned that.
And you've reached.
Y'all asked me back. Y'all asked me back.
Yeah, and you've reached the the point where it's owed.
Yes.
So
that's right.
Yeah.
By law.
So.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello, good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester. Good morning, to you listeners.
Hi.
Chester, everything cool?
Yeah, man. Everything's good.
Oh, I like to hear when you come on, brother.
Thank you, sir.
You get, and you're speaking out more now, too. Yeah. Dwight.
Hi.
Hi again. Dwight, yesterday, the show what you had on with the woman, I didn't remember her last name.
Pandora Butler.
Miss Butler was good, eh? That's plain speaking. That's no polishing, no joking on nothing. She's speaking it real. And the part what touched me, what helped us the most, when she dumb it down and break it down for us and tell us that she get a child who's a doctor or something. And say there's something named, like if the gangrene or something like that in the toe, like when you have cancer or something like that, you know? She's saying, like, the doctor say, like, if you don't deal with that toe, it can spread through the body. So it's the same thing with national insurance. If we don't do what we're supposed to do long time, what is needed, then she's saying that we could end up losing it. And then all kind of other things happen, people living long and all that stuff. And then Dwight, I wasn't going to call, I just listened because I enjoyed the show yesterday. Maybe you could bring it back. And I suggest the Minister of Finance and the people who are in charge of, Prime Minister, people who are in charge of national insurance, consider hiring a woman. They're supposed to be glad. I hope Cottrell, Ramin and the rest of them, Clint Watson them, find a woman and make sure that woman can get the national and work in public relations to talk to us, the people who might feel like, oh, we don't need the race, we don't want to pay it. We can't afford to lose national insurance. National insurance is so valuable. But the text which you read earlier, right? When the people they say or they say old people need to die more quicker or die. It reminds me what was reported in your news a couple of weeks ago, where the police went back and do an investigation where family members bring an elderly lady in and say she just died from natural causes. When they do the investigation, they see where someone smothered her. So we got to be careful, older people, senior people. Some of these young people, they not just disrespectful, but they can't wait till you all done die to own up you all things them. So that text writer, we listening to you. We don't like it. Keep up the good work, Dwight.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, very unsettling, yes, indeed. Okay, so yeah, let's not have our crisis with national insurance cause us to think about even doing madness, right? That's not going to solve any problems at all. At all. But anyway, Chester Robards.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'll see you next week. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great one. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.